Ms. Lester, second.
I'll second.
Ms. Brown, all in favor? Aye. All right, I say card, it's in there in my office, but it said, please thank you all, city council, the city, and myself for acknowledging him. We had a little presentation with him over at the library. Some of the Little League kids got to come meet him, so getting to meet the MLB player, and he signed autographs, took pictures with them. It was a nice little event. Unfortunately, I was always hoping we'd do it during September Festival, and a lot of people would be here, but the schedules just didn't work, and it would not have worked any other time in the year. So he was in for 4th of July, and we did it, and gave him a big Sandy Award. So again, they did send a card and said, please tell City Council that thank you, and we're very appreciative of us taking the time to acknowledge his successes. And I thought it was good that the kids got to spend a little bit of time with him. 2 projects, some update on some projects. The Gene Wilson Boulevard sidewalk project is complete, all except there's a drain in that Y that had been needed to be fixed for years. There's never been a drain there. And for the 12 years I've been here, it's something we wanted to do, but really couldn't think of a good way to do it, to be honest with you. But so we have corrected that, and it wasn't really part of that money of that sidewalk project, but while we were there and while we had contractors there, they did a little bit of it. Our city guys done the rest of it. We did go ahead and correct that. We just gotta go back and patch where they cut to run the pipe across the street. So we gotta go back and fix that, but other than that, that is complete. And if you haven't been by there, I feel like the whole project really improved the area a lot.
Yeah, it did.
And just the times I was there while we was working, there was multiple people on elderly, on wheeled devices, and different people come thanking us because they used that a lot. And from there all the way to 644, there was no sidewalk at all. So if you're wondering about the road that cuts off to the side and just dead ends, if y'all remember, we couldn't spend any of that funds on anything except city or state property. Couldn't be expended on private property, nor could we even enter into an agreement with the school. So we went as far as we could, and then us and the school is gonna get together and see what we might could do to fund a little project to extend it on over to the ball complex, to where you could take a golf cart or walk or whatever all the way over to the softball and parking area over there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I'm pleased with the project. It was a grant. It does run the price up because it has to be prevailing wage and all that, but we did get a good product in the end, and we only paid 20%. Pipe Street project, it's been probably the most difficult project that I've done since I've been here. It seems like we hit every possible snag, and that happens when you're dealing with something underground and you don't know what you're dealing with till you dig it up. But every water line, gas line, sewer line, everything is in the way, and trying to put 4-foot tiles, 300 foot down the side of the street is a mountain of a task to start with. On top of that, we've had 3 massive rains right while we've been trying to do it. We're probably 90% complete. There is some cleanup, reseeding, strawing, fixing back concrete pad, and cutting off the end just a little bit. It's not 100% complete. It is probably 90. And it has went over budget, and I'm going to try. I'll be in Louisville next week at the Governor's Conference. I'm going to try to see if I could submit this extra unknown expenses we had and try to get it funded. I just don't know yet, but we had to do it. Turn into big projects for the city somewhere in the future. Sylvia Street, I had Cody go with me the other day, put his knowledge on it as well, and he can tell you it's we're just close to people flooding, and we don't know exactly what it's going to take to solve the problem, but we've got some ideas. we're gonna get some stuff on paper, we gotta get some surveying, wrapped up so we know exactly where we own and where, but it's a situation of a tile not big enough, plus stopped up, some things cleared up in another area that's probably increased the flow, and the tile not big enough to take it, and just, I don't know if you're familiar with that area, but it's a tile that crosses, Pearl Street and lets it flood down Sylvia Street, and we're literally, I mean, we just literally are just within a foot of being in people's houses. So it's greatly complicated by a piece of property that's been filled in with culverts too small years and years and years ago, and now we just got all this extra flow. So I am working on it, and Cody's going to assist me with his expertise as well. And then also in the Pocahontas dip, I call it. It's at the bottom of Pocahontas, just down from you, right down there, and then off to the right by Allen's Gadget, right there. The last two rains, we had 4 feet of water standing. I feel like, by looking at it today, that there's a collapse of the main drain line, which is a 20-inch clay tile that's probably been in there since the 50s. And so we're getting our eyes on that. My guys are gonna take some of that up next week and camera all that we can to document what we see wrong underneath, and then try to get a plan to fix it. But those are two things that I really think is gonna end up being fairly. It was mostly a successful year, but every year I think we're gonna financially be better than we are. And then when the end, when you really get everything paid and all the payroll, and the last load of chlorine and everything, it's never as good as you think it's gonna be. But we're done, and it's all over. I'll have you those totals probably next month, so we can see exactly how the year shook out. Item number 2 on the agenda would be to approve the minutes from the 4th of July regular meeting that's in your packet. If you've had a chance to look at that, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Motion by Mr. Rowe,
I'll second it.
second by Chafin. Any questions on those minutes, corrections? The agenda is open and award bids for asphalt, and, looks like, if you can believe it, we only have one bid. I will open them here now. They were, brought to City Hall in time, both of them given to the clerk. This first one is the only one. It's from Blacktop Industries Contracting, and it is Class 2 asphalt surface, $143.20 a ton, binder $141.90 a ton, base $138.50 a ton, asphalt milling $22.50 a ton. I can't remember what it was last year. I was thinking it was like 137. Anyway, that's not too much different, and I might be wrong, might have been 147. That's not too much different than last year.
133.20
133.20
for surface.
You mean this year?
Last year.
Okay. So it's $10.
Yeah.
And $141.90 for asphalt, for binder, which we never use, $138.50 for that. $22.50 a ton for milling, and they come to mill and take it back to the plant and weigh it.
That was the same.
It's the same. All right, I would assume we don't have much choice, unless you want to bid again, to accept Blacktop Industries. That is who I used last year, and I was very pleased with the work, so that's good. Okay, have a motion by Mr. Rowe, second by Mr. Clanahan, both of, we accept Blacktop Industry contracting for asphalt for the coming year. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Do
Item,
you have a list of streets that, certain ones you do, or how are you?
not yet,
prioritizing?
I can tell you two I know is, I'm looking at like, I literally know which streets have not been paved in 12 years I've been here. And there's a few. One is Pocahontas from Madison all the way to Pike, has never been done. And the other one is Perry from Lady Washington to
The end
Boone.
of, well,
Yes,
the street goes all the way to the river.
yes. Well, I mean, if you want to do yours, yes. But,
I mean,
it's all been done
it
except that.
stopped, but y'all, everything happens, it stops there at, what, Benson or whatever, Benson. The street goes to the end.
Yeah.
It's never been done in more than 12 years. We
Oh,
have
yeah, it
holes,
has.
and you've got a beauty shop there, you got air
I don't have
business,
problems.
and I mean, I would just like, when they do it, do the whole street.
Well, we did Perry from there to, let's see, that goes past
Lady
Joey's,
Washington.
right? All the way to, but we didn't do it all the way on that end or that, we just did the worst.
We pay city taxes down there the same, so I just appreciate if it would get done, cause there are huge holes that people dodge. Not only air business, but as I said, the beauty shop, the, lodge people are in it all the time.
The other one is for concrete, and I only have one bid from Pack. And,
It doesn't help.
I know he called me after he bid, and he said, you bid that different this year because you always did it by the square foot. This year it said by the yard. And it was because I took the ad from a different place. Now, it doesn't make a difference, as Cody can tell you, you can just math it out and you'll see what the foot is versus, so it doesn't make a difference. But the bid this year did say, remove and dispose of existing concrete pavement, $162 per yard. And so what would that be, Cody, per foot? I know you do that all the time, I know.
Last year it was $1. It's almost $2. Almost $2 a foot.
Yeah.
So $1.50.
Did you write it down last year?
$1.50, yeah, so $2 a foot.
Okay. And, that's remove and dispose of existing concrete. And then the price per 4-inch concrete placement, 6-inch concrete placement, curb, $35 per foot. Curb without gutter, $13 per foot. And, so basically the putback is $648. Is that what you looked at this? Is that what you see? It's a little bit confusing. I think 6 inch, right?
Yeah. Yes.
$35 for curb and gutter.
I don't think we had a curb and gutter price
Last
before,
year.
did
We might not.
we? Which had removal and. Yeah, we had curb and gutter.
All right. Well, that's all we got.
Yeah.
Do concrete's went up so much, we got, what, 2 or 3 loads, what Reading got it, it's off.
It's ridiculous what they're charging and
The
them
bill's
charging the
laying.
delivery fee and
Hot
So-
water. Charge for hot water in July.
just,
So this,
I don't want to talk about that.
so this includes the concrete. Them furnishing the concrete. All right, have a motion, we approve. Motion by Mr. Farley, second by Mr. Rowe. Any questions? All right, item number 5, approve ordinance 2026-05 City of Louisa budget amendment for fiscal year 27. What this is, the reason we're having to do it, the CDBG grant that we got to go in on the fire and police station, $850,000. Before they execute that grant, I've not had anybody else do that before, but they required us to have an ordinance that amended the budget to prove that it was in this year's budget. Well, it is not in our budget this year so far, so that's what this does. This is an ordinance, it'll have to be on here next month, and it says that we are amending our budget to include $850,000 grant money into the budget. And the $850 back out for the fire station. So it's just a budget amendment, but it is an ordinance. Have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. McClanahan,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Brown. Any questions? All right, read.
Chafin?
Number 6, approve resolution 2026-03 for grant application for CDBG match funding. What that is, that very same grant, that $850,000 we're talking about there, there's a new program at the state where you can apply for funding to match federal grants. So it was intended for smaller places. If you get a federal grant, but you can't afford the 20% match, it's gonna knock you out of getting money. They've funded some of that through the state now, so this would just allow me to apply for a grant that would match the 20% of it's actually up to $75,000 match for that $850,000 that we just talked about.
Is it 10% match?
I believe it is, and so it would be $85,000 for us.
Yeah.
And if we got this, we would get $75,000 to put toward the $85,000, would only leave us on $10,000. I don't know that we'll get it, but to apply, I need a resolution from you all. This program's been out about 2 or 3 years, I know several people that have got it, so.
I make a motion that we approve the grant application for the matching, fund matching.
Yeah, all right, motion by Mr. Chapin, second. Second by Mr. Farley, and it is just a resolution, so if no other question, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Loan application for federally assisted drinking water revolving state fund project 27-011. Hell, what that is, we applied for this a few years ago, and I really thought it was gonna all fall through, and then in the end, we did finally get a letter to, the way these work, you put in real early intent saying we want money, and then you either get chosen to apply or you don't. Well, we were sent an invitation to apply, which means you will get it if you apply. But what this money is for, we discussed it at the utility board meeting Monday night, is specifically for identifying, locating, and remediating lead line service lines in the city. So I don't think we have many. We have started the process of trying to identify that, and there's different ways to identify it. Like, I'm gonna give you a quick example. We was talking the other night, Meadowbrook was only built in what, the early 80s or something. Okay, lead lines was not made in the 80s. So we know that entire subdivision does not have a lien. So we can rule that out by date of when the subdivision was placed. But all the old downtown area, a lot of it, we're gonna have to physically go inspect both sides of the meter to see if there's lead lines or not. And this money would pay us, because this is all gonna be work, computer work, it has to be, GPS, so we have a permanent record of all the ones that's been cleared. So it's gonna be a lot of extra work on the city, whether you do it with your guys in-house and they make overtime, or whether you contract it out. It's gonna be an extra expense, it's gonna be an extra cost, and then if we find it, we have to replace it. Even if it's on the customer side of the meter, we have to replace it. So, it's $450,000, $458, I think to be exact. And the one thing that might sound a little confusing to you, it keeps referring to it as a loan, but because of our low to median income here, we will qualify for principal forgiveness, which means, in this case, I spoke to, we would have 100% forgiveness. So it's $458,000 up to $458, and it will be forgiven. It will start as a loan, but we won't have to pay, it'll be forgiven once the project is complete. And of course, we'll have all the documents for that. What I need from you all tonight is just to say, yes, go ahead and apply. Because this was just an intent I put in, now we're invited to apply. So if I apply tonight, after you all agree to it, I can't see any reason why we won't qualify. I have a motion, we approve that resolution.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Brown,
I'll second it.
second by Mr. Chafin. Any questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Approve resolution 2026-05 for adoption of conflict of interest and procurement ethics policy for federal and state financial assistance program. Listen, this was something, I feel like through the years somewhere, the city surely had a conflict of interest
We did.
procurement policy. I just don't know where or when.
Well,
Probably
I
in the
was-
60s.
well, no, because I wasn't around in the sixties.
He wasn't.
It wasn't boring, we were only 4 years old at that time.
I know.
But anyways,
I
we
think we
really
already had
don't,
one.
I'm sure we probably do, but I can't put my fingers on a modern one that makes,
We used to have an
An ethics policy.
board,
you know.
but I don't know about,
So anyway, the two,
this is just a
the
code.
two federal earmarks, one for the fire police station, that's gonna be funded through rural development, and then the one for the sewer plant, which is gonna be funding through environmental protection. Both of those federal agencies are asking for a policy, and what I made here fits the guidelines that's required. And basically, I hope you did read it, you read it, it just says they're really strict about nobody that's on the project has a conflict of interest with the federal funds, you can't, and so you can read it, but anyway, and Bud redrew it into our format, it's laying in there.
I swear, Mayor, Rita's right. I remember, I think we had an ethics policy and even an ethics board. And it seemed like, I guess it just sort of faded with time, but I think we already had one.
Well, I say you do, but I say it'd be a whole lot easier on me to approve this one and send it to them, because they gotta have it or we ain't getting the money. And I feel like somewhere in the 12 years I've been here, that I saw an ethics policy that was on a manual typewriter. That's how long it's been, but I don't know where it's at now.
We'll just call it that day.
So, yeah, so this meets the requirements. It says the elected officials and myself and anybody that works for the city is not gonna have a conflict of interest with federal money, and it'll satisfy their requirements. Any other questions on that? All right,
I make a motion, we approve.
all right. Item number 8, 2026 OC here. review request by an organization for variation from the community center rental policy. What that is, the city had a policy that we rent the community center over there 4 hours at a time. We have a set way we do it. We have a cleaning guy, he lets them in, he locks it up. Well, the Table Church approached us, asking to use it from September the 2nd through Thanksgiving, every Wednesday. But they would like to only rent for 2 hours. Well, we don't have a 2-hour policy yet, so I feel like to do something different than what we say, ask you all. And 2, I've not really in the past rented it to the same person that frequent, but it doesn't matter to me, it's totally up to you all, whatever you think. But I was not gonna give them an answer without us changing our policy, legally, because we've just always had that 4-hour policy. Makes no difference to me, other than this, I don't think we could rent it 2 hours for $75 and pay the boy or the man to unlock it, clean it, lock it back, cause you've been paying, you know what I mean? I think he gets about 40.
What do we rent for 4 hours now?
150.
150?
If you do it for one, you gotta do it for everybody.
Another point.
So if that person willing to come out all the time like that, or usually it's just a weekend, now, maybe.
You mean our cleaning guy?
Yeah.
Oh, he would, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna rent it for $75, I think you'd have to make some kind of exception, make them clean it or something like that, or it'd take 40 of the 75 to get it unlocked and clean. That's why,
What, you did $100 for 2 hours?
Still not profitable.
probably do
Not
it.
now. Not for 150 either.
I mean, yeah, well, I mean,
Well, the thing with the 150 is he comes out, he opens, closes, cleans it.
Yeah.
And, we do a lot of rentals now,
Especially since the
especially
other
since
one's
the other
closed.
places is closed.
It's
We're
packed.
about the only one, and it's every day I deal with 2 and 3 people a day on rent. So, it's another thing that you gotta look at, you're not gonna, maybe not gonna shut up other rentals.
I didn't talk
you
to
can't
them.
flip it 2 times, you can't do 2 hours, 2 hours, you gotta clean, so you're gonna lose. if you're-
I didn't talk to him on this case personally, but I had spoken with the pastor a few weeks ago. Just in general, I know they're looking for facilities, and I think probably at this point, they don't have nothing nailed down yet, so they're wanting to use it for a ladies group or something every Wednesday night from now till Thursday. That's their request.
They want 2 hours instead of 4.
And they didn't think they didn't need the 4 and couldn't really afford the 4 every week.
Have there been other requests for like a 2-hour block instead of a 4-hour block from other groups?
I don't remember that.
Not so
I
much
had-
groups, but individuals, yes.
Are they?
We don't normally, we don't do it every 4. It's not feasible for us to pay somebody to clean it, come and open it and close it for anything less.
Yeah. So,
And most people rent it for 8 hours. And it's more, you know, the expense is more.
But we had, there was another church rented it every Sunday for a while till they got something squared away, back a few years ago.
No, I think they.
Wasn't a
pay-
problem, huh?
I think they pay full price.
I think they did, cause they had it for Sunday service. It's totally up to you all. I mean, I certainly don't have a problem with helping them, but everything has to be practical too.
I say keep it 4 hours, and if they want it, they can pay the 4 hours and use it for 2.
Okay.
Just my opinion, cause I think that's gonna open a whole, then you're gonna get flooded with people wanting 2 hours here and then flipping it, turning around, you're gonna have extra cost.
you
Or
have to
not.
put it on them to clean it, and then if they
Yeah.
didn't clean it, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah. if it's not cleaned properly, and then you got, I guess, senior citizens still over there, they'll be griping because somebody touched their TV or their pool table or something, so. Or they drop, yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that it's no problem with them renting, they just need to do the standard 4 hours.
Standard policy, 4 hours, I think if we were gonna open it up, a
Alright.
new problem.
We don't need no voting, cause that's what we do anyway, so. Good to go. Number 10, approve opening a new bank account for utilities wastewater treatment plant project. What that is, we're finally starting to get, I know you all don't follow as close as me and Taylor, because we live and breathe at those utility meetings, but we have about, $14 million project getting ready to launch that's coming from about 4 or 5 different agencies. So there's no 14 million from one, but it's piecemealed together. And so it's been a very complicated process making all that mesh together. And then the government shutdown severely delayed the FEMA funding. But we're through all that. We feel like we're really close to it happening. And we certainly feel like that the best thing for tracking of all those funds is for one bank account to deal with that project solely and nothing else. So, in order to open a bank account, I need minutes that says that you all approve opening an account that would be just for the new wastewater. Money in from the grant go to that, money out would come out.
You need that.
Yeah.
You really do. So I make a motion that, you create the account just for the building
Yeah.
of these, projects.
I have a motion by Mr. Chapin,
I'll say.
second by Mr. Rowe. Any questions on that? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, all, any.
Could we get a street sign down here that says Benson and Perry Street? Just by the dollar store, there's not a sign.
I have it,
any-
actually.
Well, okay, I've heard you've had it.
I do, but there is.
Getting it installed would be very nice, just because you got beauty shops there. We have a lot of veterans coming to our practice now, and they're from out of town, and they're, MapQuest brings them down, they get to a point and they're lost. Cause it doesn't tell them they're on Benson, and it doesn't tell them they're on Perry. And just for, it'd be nice, I know you have.
I do, the problem is the stop sign, has to be in a certain place. And, we actually cut a hole, you probably noticed, to put it. But there's some issues, there's certain guidelines of where a stop sign has to be. And we run into that problem there and at the next street up.
And right now, we don't have stop signs at all, it's just everybody
Yeah,
kind of
you
stops.
do, it's on across the street, which is
Yeah.
not where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, okay, I'm just,
It is
I'm
there.
just saying safety, we're gonna wait till we crash, or I don't know, I know, I understand that there are issues, and I'm not being a real nasty person about it, it's just, it would be convenient if we can get it up,
And then the one on the corner here that was there, that's now gone, it's coming back right after September Festival. It's another issue. We was just talking about that before you came, over there by the, funeral home and multiple places in town, right where a stop sign needs to be to meet the guidelines, guess what's there? A telephone pole. And I don't hardly know that. Huh? I mean, you know the one I'm talking about, just down from Eddie Wayne's there.
Yeah, yeah.
At the telephone, so,
That's what I said.
so the sign's on the telephone.
Yeah,
I
we
was
know
gonna say,
about
put
that.
it on the pole.
Huh?
Put it on the pole.
That's where it is, but, it's not the
Not the
typical
prettiest.
place it should be, but that's where it is, that's where it is over there
We
too.
talked about that one.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'll look into that. We did get the lines painted on your street.
Yes, Eddie
And
Wayne
Perry
and I
Street.
were, talking about that the other night, we were up there discussing it, and there was a black, caravan that blew right past it, but we did agree they were helpful. We had just made those statements, and that person, and Eddie Wayne or I had a mind to remember the license number, or we could've got our phones out fast enough. You know, we've been chasing that lady, but yes, we do appreciate that. Yes.
Well, that's what Joey and I were talking about, it's probably not gonna solve it 100%, but it should bring more attention. You would think,
That
the
word
driver.
should, yeah, with that one in the black van, you know, she was going full, she didn't let up on the gas at any of them.
Harold, I had a
I'm
couple
gonna,
calls.
I'm gonna write down here the sign, go ahead, Keith.
Okay, down Clay Street, in the one house where the lady deceased a year ago and her brother just locked it up.
Yes.
There's snakes there, rats, mice, and the neighbors are dealing with the snakes now, and the young kids are stepping on them, and
Oh, yeah. Okay.
so, I just wanted to bring it to the city's attention. There are just people that do not care. I mean, if you remember a couple months ago, we had a guy here stating he was gonna start cutting weeds around all these cars, for example, and you go up there and it's not been done. So,
Yeah,
he can tell you all you want, or these people can say what they want, but what they do is two different things. So, and I was also asked about pothole filling. When are you gonna start that?
We've done several, is there one in particular?
Well, like, when you cross railroad track from Main Street by the library, there's an office hole right there.
Yeah, that's,
For
gonna-
example, but they're everywhere.
yeah, that's gonna be part of the paving project.
Okay.
That right there, that was actually done when they done some kind of work on it.
There's a pipe that collapsed coming from the library.
Yeah. And the library fixed the pipe, but it's out in the street enough that it's not a problem that it's.
Okay.
fix it.
But that's all I had, so you can comment on whatever.
Yeah, well,
I
And-
had another, on the Mr. Markham and the auto thing, I'm not sure that's who it is. There's been, someone complained to me, and he personally talked to him, and he said he had no intentions of doing car loan. Was his
He
words.
says one thing and does another.
Right, he does, yes, but we gave him the benefit of the doubt, yes, I thought he might do it, okay? But it's apparent he's not following up, he probably doesn't have a license or anything else, so, you know, we know his word is not his word. But we did give him the benefit of the doubt. But I'd had a couple people complain about that.
let's see, which one was I gonna comment on? Oh, the.
Clay Street.
Clay Street, Cody had brought that up I think a year ago.
I see it too, don't you?
And
Every day.
then you now, and Teddy and I had, the code enforcement officer, Teddy, and I had this conversation yesterday, and actually, that's who we was talking about today. Susie helped us with a number to get a hold of a person.
I was gonna say I haven't too, cause I called her once, I don't remember.
But anyways, yes, I think there was some, well, I know, there was some miscommunications in that back in the spring. Whereas, when Cody brought it up, I brought up the code enforcement officer, he attempted to reach out to the guy and never got a hold of him, but somebody mowed it, and he thought that the family had mowed it. So he just quit pursuing it any farther. Now it wasn't, and now that we talked to everybody, and talked to Larry and others, it wasn't the family that mowed it. So the family had not really ever been contacted or responded. So by our rules, we have to contact the family, either by certified letter, there's a list of ways. And if it comes back, then we're okay, we attempted it. But as of talking to Teddy yesterday, we had not, I don't feel like we've met those requirements we have to meet, but he is now. And the wife of him was contacted, and she's given him the number to call Teddy. And then once that's done, if they don't do it, we can go do it and put it on the bill, put it on the.
Tax bill?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I do, in that case, after talking to Larry and to, Teddy, I don't believe we had met that requirement of contacting the guy. Because when it got mowed, we thought he mowed it, but he didn't.
Larry voted.
Yeah. So,
But he said if you
I
use
will
it,
tell you,
I can't.
Teddy, understood yesterday that it was top priority on his list. And then, I reached out to a certain person and got a number to get a hold of the spouse. So I do believe we're close to making the appropriate contact on that. What was the other one? Oh, cars. What was the other one? Potholes. Most, I've been over town, most of those are places we've dug up and fixed water leaks. It's gotta be fixed back, quite honest, most of them. Now, there's a few out there that need the whole road back, but most of that is just like right over here. I don't know why, guys, I can't answer it, and I've talked to people that's been in the field a long time. Can the heat wave that we had, a few weeks ago, because we really did, we had some really hot days, multiple days. Can that cause an increase in water leaks? And they all say, yeah. Well, we went threefold.
Yeah.
The amount of leaks per week that we normally deal with, we've had 3 times as many for about the last month. And it adds up fast. If you're used to doing 2 or 3 a day, and all of a sudden you're having 6 a day, you're going backwards instead of, and that's where we've been for the last month. Just like this one over here, in front of the dollar store. Major.
Water leak, between Don Hillman's and,
Brick Street.
yeah, the clinic,
Yeah.
Morgan's clinic, yeah. That one's still leaking, it was still leaking.
Yeah,
last week.
that's the easiest living, but, yes, but just like that, just out of the
We're
blue.
pretty good the other day.
Just out of the blue. Let's see, what else was, oh, pothole, it's time, that'll be from now till November, we'll be working.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Anybody
You've all
else?
done the best you can, I'm sure.